Hey guys, it's Laura here at Art Zone, and today we are going to talk about creating the large gingerbread house. You can see on this one here that Kathy's created that she's added some fun things like a candy cane, and I think she even wrote Art Zone on it up there. So that's what we're going to create today. We also have the smaller gingerbread house, or the gingerbread train that you will see that there's other videos on that you could also do. You probably just need different pieces, so you can contact us for that. All right, but let's get started. So open up your clay kit and get out your clay pieces and let's talk about them. You should have two pieces that resemble this. You should also have two pieces that are a rectangle, that are a little bit skinnier of a rectangle. Those are the sides of your house. And then you also have two pieces that are a little bit bigger of a rectangle, and those are your roof. Okay. Then you also have two squares and two that look like a little flag, I like to call them, but those four pieces will actually make up your chimney, and so we'll do that later. All right, first though, what we want to do is we want to get all of our pieces, and we want to take a little bit of water and smooth out anything that we don't like on our pieces. So you will need, for this project, you will need to get some water. You'll want a towel to maybe dry your hands on occasionally, and also to rinse your paintbrush whenever we get to that part, okay? You should also find in your glaze kit a popsicle stick and a skewer that we're going to use to help attach everything, okay? But again, so you're just going to want to add a little bit of water and kind of smooth out your pieces. If there's some kind of crack or something that you don't like, you can just rub back and forth and get it to go away. You really only need to do whatever is going to be your front or your back, not necessarily the pieces that are going to be on the inside, because you don't necessarily see those. So we've got it all smoothed out. So go ahead and do that to all of your pieces. Again, it's just the sides that you're going to see. All right, so go ahead and do all that, and then come back to me when you're done. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we got them all smoothed out. Now what I want you to do is I want you to find one of these pieces and lay it down where the inside of the house you're looking at it. We're gonna go ahead and cut our door so that that part is done. You can see on this one that she created a front door and a back door, and she did them in rectangle shape. I think on mine, I am going to actually cut it in more of a dome type shape or an oval type shape. So I'm gonna use my skewer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run it in there and make my door like so. So I've taken out the chunk of clay that I won't need. Can use it later to create fun things for my house. And then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna smooth that out so it's not so rough around the door. You can later take that piece if you want to and add it on there to make it look like the door is just open, but we'll talk about all that later. All right, so we've got that, we've smoothed it out. Now let's go ahead and attach our wall, the side of our house, to our front of our house. So you need the long, skinny side piece. It's a rectangle. There you go. And what you're gonna do is along the side of it, you're going to add a bunch of scratch marks. They're nice and messy. They don't need to be neat, because we're gonna do what's called scratch to attach. So you can see it's all nice and scratchy and messy there. And then you're going to find the side of the front of your house, and you want to add those same scratch marks there. So nice and messy, don't be neat about it. And it should look like something like that. All right, then you're gonna take your water and you're gonna tap, tap, tap on those scratch marks. So the scratch marks act like a puzzle, causing the pieces to lock together. The water acts like glue, causing them to stick together. And then you're gonna take the two pieces and you're gonna just press them together like so. Now, I like to go ahead and blend this line away right here just by rubbing back and forth until those pieces kind of become like one piece there, and you can't really see that it was ever two pieces. So go ahead and do that. And then we need to talk about the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this house and set it here to kind of help support mine for a little bit. But then you want to take off a little bit of your extra clay and you are going to just roll it until it becomes a snake. So you're gonna roll it back and forth on the table. You don't need it very thick. And then you're gonna take it and you're gonna set it in there where those two pieces meet. If you have extra, you'll go ahead and rip that off. You can save that for later. Then you're going to take your finger and you're going to rub down and up, smoothing that snake out into your gingerbread house wall so that you can see that it will become part of the house, and you shouldn't see any lines where it was at. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season, enjoying time with family and listening to Christmas music and all that fun stuff. Making some memories. So it should end up looking something like that, where it's just kind of become one piece there. And then if you stand it up, you can see you have a wall and you have the front of your house. And just like that, we're done. Okay, we got to connect the rest of it. So go ahead and attach your other side. That's the next part, is to attach your other side. Once you get your other side attached, then attach the back of your house. That's right. If you want a door on that, go ahead and cut it before you attach it. Okay? So you guys go ahead and do that. While you're doing that, I'm going to bring mine over here because you can see that I've already done part of that. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my big pieces while you're attaching your other side and your back, and then we'll talk about the roof together. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Add that water. Make sure you add those snakes every time. It's important. It's really going to help cause it to stay together. And you won't have to worry about it so much in my kiln, in my big oven. As you start attaching more pieces, you will notice that it gets harder and harder to really attach those snakes in there and get them smoothed in there. But do your best. Sometimes if you take the other side of the tool and use it to kind of help you get those lines smoothed out, you can absolutely do that. How's it coming? Are you getting them all attached? I hope so. Make sure you're adding your snakes. Scratch it up. Take your time. Have some fun with it. So eventually yours should look like this minus this roof part, because we haven't talked about the roof yet. I just went ahead and did that because, again, I didn't want this video to last forever. I know you guys get tired of listening to me and you just want to get to the fun part of just creating on your own, right? Okay, so from there, we need to start attaching our roof. So find your roof pieces. And again, it's going to be the same thing, guys. You want to make sure that you're adding your scratch marks to this side here. You want to do it to this side here. And then the inside of your roof. I think it's designed to have a little bit of an overhang, so you're going to want to kind of measure where it's going to end up going, so that you do have your part that hangs over these sides. So you can see where mine didn't quite go to the edge there. Nice and messy. Add that water. If you guys have already got one side of your roof on, go ahead and do your other. And you're gonna see that it's going to create a little bit of a gap. Try and turn this. It's getting harder to pick up, but you can see that it's kind of created that little bit of a gap there. So we're gonna fix that. But first, go ahead and make sure that you've got your snakes on the inside. I haven't fully added my snakes to mine, which is why it's kind of flopping around and it's a little harder to pick up. Had I put those snakes in there, like hopefully you guys have done at home, yours should be a little bit more sturdy and able to move around a little bit better. Okay, so let's talk about this crease here, because on this one, you can see that that crease is not there, right? And I also have this example here where they've added a little bit of a brick pattern to theirs. Their crease is gone. So there's a couple ways you can get rid of that crease. You can roll out a snake, add it in there, or you can just take the clay and pinch it together to where you can rub it away. And this will take just a little bit to get it going. But basically, it's going to end up causing it to be one piece. I think I gotta flip it back around where I can see that groove a little bit better. There we go. Put my hand in there. There we go. And just like that, the groove is gone and the roof is one piece. So that's how you do that. See, I didn't do snakes, it's falling apart. Okay, so our next step is the chimney. So get your little flag pieces, your little square pieces, and you're going to scratch to attach them together. You want to scratch up the side of your square piece. So the little thin side, you're gonna scratch it up. And then you're gonna scratch up the inside of your little flag piece. So in here somewhere. I kind of just smashed mine. Oh, there we go. Add that water. And put them together. Same thing, you don't have to do the snakes with this, but you do want to try and really blend that line away, causing it to become one piece. And if you can get on the inside there and do that same thing, kind of just blend that line away. It's just going to make it stronger. And then you will do the same thing to your other ones. So get it all attached. Once you get it all attached, you are ready to attach it to your roof just by scratching to attach. You can decide where it goes on your roof. Maybe you want it right in the middle. Maybe you like it closer to the front of the house, further to the back of the house. That's up to you guys. I think I'm gonna put mine a little more to the center. But again, you would scratch to attach. All right, let's talk about decorations. So decorations can be anything you want them to be. You can do, like this one has a candy cane on there. They've done some gumdrops over here. They added some windows. Their roof is made of kind of like this one where it's icing. It's what they're trying to go for. So you can do any of that with your extra clay. Just remember, guys, to scratch to attach, okay? If it doesn't get scratched to attach, the odds that it's gonna break on you are really high. If you scratch to attach, you have more success and the odds are better that your house will stay together and your pieces will be on there. If you want to do like this house did lollipops, they just coiled some clay together to create that lollipop. You're welcome to do any of that stuff. If you have ideas of your own, feel free to do that. I will say that a popsicle stick can help you if you just press in there in your clay. It will start to look like shingles. It would take a while, but you could get your shingles going that way. You can also, like this house here, they just carved their brick pattern in there. I don't know if I can get a good, there's kind of a glare on it. Maybe like that, you can see that there's a brick pattern in there. There's shingles were done kind of the way that I was talking about. So you can do any of that. Once you get it decorated the way you want, then you are to the glazing portion, the painting part. So whenever you paint your house, just remember the more you use, the better it turns out. So really try to get 3 coats of paint on your creation. That third coat is what really evens it out and takes away any of your brush strokes. And when you go to switch colors, be sure to rinse your brush out in your water and dry it on your towel really good. From there, once you guys get it painted, you're all done and ready to bring it back to me so I can see it. I hope you guys had fun creating, and I look forward to seeing your projects. Have a great day.